Alright, in this video we're going to go from this to this to this. And I'm going to tell you why you need one of these in every one of your cars. Or one of these. Or one of these. Okay, maybe not every car. Okay, so I want to kind of explain the differences between these different OBD2 readers that I have, which are all inexpensive. I think this one was like 10 bucks. And probably my favorite. And then these are like the $20 to $30 range. So while you can go into your favorite auto parts store and most likely they'll read a code for you and tell you what it is and what it possibly could be, which is very nice of them. The problem with that is you got to have the error pop up when they're open and hopefully when they're not busy, because if they're busy you're gonna have to wait a little bit. So for $10 to $30 you can have one of these in your car and you can check it pretty much immediately. So for these to work, you plug into your OBD2 reader, which will vary depending on what car you have. So and the Thunderbird right here is where it's at. Typically they will be somewhere up underneath the dash right here, maybe behind a panel. So I'm gonna do one of these first. And on this car, the arrow points towards the front, and this one's kind of difficult to plug in. It's kind of weird. Alright, there we go. Not too bad. Alright, so plug in, it'll power up. Alright, then we hit OK. Usually I ask you to turn the ignition on. It hadn't done that yet, but it probably will here in a minute. And by the way, this is the Creator reader. Yeah, see, it'll tell you to turn the ignition on. All right, so let's do that and read it again. Okay, move the camera around a little bit. And good thing I'm doing this convertible. It makes it easier to do everything. Okay, so I'm going to hit diagnose. Again, hopefully you can see that. And it's going to go through and run some tests. So the first one shows any error codes, DTCs in the ECU, then readiness okay. If you've cleared a DTC and need to get the car emissions tested, you'll have to make sure it is ready, and by ready it's got to go through a certain number of cycles. I have another video on that, so see that video on how possibly to get those cycles done. It's kind of a pain sometimes. And then you have readiness incomplete on here, which that would be, again, if you cleared it, you might have evap that's incomplete, catalyst, and that kind of thing. All right, and for it to pass emissions, you have to have, depending on the state, I think a lot of states will allow up to one that's not ready, which is usually the evac, because it's kind of the hardest to do. And also, of course, no DTCs. And then you got data stream count right here, freeze frame, O2 sensor test, an evap, and then vehicle information. I'm not going to go into this real in depth because I mean you can go off in all sorts of different areas, but the data streams and freeze frames are great for checking out. Say you think you've got a O2 sensor bad. Well, typically the O2 sensor, when it goes bad, will be like no data coming through it, or all high data. And so you can look at the streams of the O2 sensors and see if they're varying. If they're varying a lot, but still showing an O2 error, then you might have a lean condition, vacuum leak or something like that. and then we'll go up here and read codes, because I do have a fault code on this one at this time. Let's see. No. Alright, so I want to do the read codes. Press OK. And it shows here, this one right here doesn't give you the actual error code. It just says cylinder 5 misfire detected. Oh, actually it does right there. P305, which is why I've got the Thunderbird out today. I've got to replace some coil packs. I didn't do them all when I did some replacement, and that was a mistake. Should always do all the coil packs. But it enabled me to do this video. This will also show pending as well. So go back. IM readiness. Let's go ahead and hit that one. You can do since closed or this drive cycle. And this will show you everything in here that's ready, which in this case the car is ready, other than it's got the DTC for the misfires, which I'm going to fix here in a little bit. Okay, so this is the creator, and man, I hope everybody can see that okay. So now I'm going to disconnect it and put in the lead cool reader, which will have pretty much the same information. Okay, so here's the LK11 Lee Cool Lulu reader. So exit setup, enter scan. So I'm gonna hit OK. And on this one it shows codes found. You can read codes, erase codes. I'm not gonna erase them right now. View freeze frame, IM readiness, vehicle info. So I'll go ahead and hit read codes. And you can see, hopefully, it says P305 right here, cylinder 5, misfire detected. That's cool. So as you can see, this one gives you virtually the same information as the other one. Alright, so next I'm going to go to the Bluetooth adapter one. So with the Bluetooth adapter, you have to have an app. There's several free apps available for iPhones, Androids. Torque is the one that I currently use. It's kind of my favorite. And I'll give you a look through of that one real quick, hopefully. The one drawback to the Bluetooth apps is, well, Bluetooth. Where's my screen record at? Screen recorder. Recording. Okay, so I've got to open my Torque app. Man, I hope it's on here. There we go. And it takes a minute for it to connect. Okay, once it connects, you can check fault codes. Click here to scan. That's interesting. Okay, so this is good. It shows a pending fault as well. This is why I like having a reader, because you can see the pending codes, pending faults. And that will help you, that will show before it actually throws your check engine light. So if you're having a misfire or something like that, and you don't think you should pull a code because there's no check engine light yet, go ahead and try it, because you may see it right here under pending. And this one shows multiple misfire. And what will happen is, if it goes through a certain number of cycles and doesn't see that again, then it'll go away. Now if it sees it again, then it'll actually go ahead and give you a solid code to look up. Now this right here is the reason why I like the torque app. Is there's a lot of different things you can pull off the torque app that the others don't have. You know, you've got real-time information, and you actually can see the readiness right here when I go into that, and it shows everything's complete. And again, I've got a video on how to have that occur, so you can go through the cycles that are needed to get it to show complete. Oh, probably should have kept it there. Now within the real-time information, here's where it gets fun. You can do 0 to 60, 0 to 100 kilometers, quarter mile, eighth mile. Shows horsepower while you're driving. And you can set up the vehicle profile so it's more specific to your actual car. You can rearrange these, which I need to do actually. Well, happy with it. Oh, don't do that. So right here you can move, display, add it, send to back, whatever. So I'm going to send that to back right now so you can see it a little better. Okay, so some other things it'll show is acceleration, G's, show your tach, speed, throttle position sensor, car's off, so it won't have any of that. Boost, this is Thunderbird, doesn't have boost, and it shows coolant temperature as well. So the torque app and similar apps have some really neat functions to it. So you can see a lot more different things than you can see with one of these. If you just want basic troubleshooting or just troubleshooting, these are fine. And again, I keep one in every car that I have that is OBD2 compliant. The 1985 Mustang's carburetor, so it doesn't have any no OBDs at all. Older ones, what was it, late 80s to early 90s, had OBD1 compliance, and with those you could just simply short a couple of pins on the connector and it would flash your check engine light to give you the codes, which those are very helpful on the older cars as well. Or you can get a model specific code scanner you can put on there, and helps you understand what the code actually is, helps pull that code up. But paperclip's all you need. Alright, so with that being said, well, I probably should have left that going. I'm about to do some work on the car here. Okay, so with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and clear out the codes. This is the last one I wanted to show you. So again, it's got the 05 fault codes. Where did I clear them at? I haven't cleared it using this one before in a while. Let's go in here. Close. I thought it was right down here. Ah, my record is over it. So there we go. So go down here, and with this one, clear faults on ECU. And again, this will make it so the readiness is not ready. So I'm clearing the codes now. Then once cleared, I'll go ahead and do the maintenance that's needed, and hopefully they will not come back. So there's my quick tutorial on different OBD2 readers, inexpensive ones. Of course, you can spend thousands of dollars on them to get them to do more than what these do, or model specific. So, you know what, let's go back over here. Bring the front. Okay, so since I cleared it, you can now see catalyst isn't ready, evap's not ready, O2 sensor's not ready, heater's not ready, EGR is incomplete. So I would need, in Georgia I think you can have up to 2 that are incomplete. So I would need to get at least 3 of these complete to go get it emissions tested. Fortunately, I just did that a couple of months ago, so it's got like 10 months before I got to worry about emissions again on this one. So it'll probably make those cycles naturally, hopefully, and if not, then I'll have to do that process yet again. And I have that documented in one of my videos. So There we go. Thank you for watching.
Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please select like down there and subscribe to my channel. If you didn't like it, well, subscribe to the channel, maybe you like the next one. Thank you for watching.